Welcome back. We are live. We are live. We are live here on Talk Talk Live. Thank you very much for joining me. Yes, a bit of delay, but I had to queue up a Oh my God. The news is streaming in regarding Mr. Diddy. I kid you not. I kid you not. I kid you not. 1 second, please. Let me put this here so that we are good to go. Yes, indeed. So we ready? Yes, we are. We are fully ready. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Talk Live, live on IG and YouTube. Yes, like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Sponsored by Done Talk. Got the gear on. DONTALK.com. Spring Summer Line coming soon. Just after March. I've heard April will be release dates anyways. And yeah. Thank you very much for joining me again. We are moving on a breaking story that everybody's pretty much on right now, and that is the story of P. Diddy. And and as the title says in the thing right here, P. Diddy is done. Diddy is done. I say with a question mark. And there's a reason for that. It's because this man has not had due process as of yet. I'm sure he has the best of legal teams. Good evening, Emil. How are you? I'm sure he has the best of legal teams available to him. And quite simply, I expect him to fight these allegations to the full extent of the law. And I've done some digging. And let me say this: he has somewhat of a good case. But again, he's coming off of a big loss to Cassie, in which he had to, settle with her for $30 million after her allegations of sexual assault, which Diddy just plain and said, I ain't gonna fight this. This is way too much detail. Let me get out of here. Give you your money and shut the hell up. But the thing about it is, usually what happens is that when one lawsuit is successful, then the rest come out of the woodwork. Yes, the lunatics start running the asylum, start issuing their own claims against certain moneyed celebrities, certain moneyed to the gentry born individuals. Now, not that Diddy was one from the gentry. Let's face facts. He's a man from the streets. Let's get that right. That came up rather nefariously, but we won't go into that. But quite simply, he made himself into one of the biggest media moguls in entertainment. Let's face facts. He did very, very well for himself. He created Bad Boy Records. He had multiple hits. Not to say that Bad Boy Records was successful in and of itself, but he was. Diddy was. And he had parlayed that into some great deals with Ciroc, some great deals with Ciroc Vodka, and also he created his own multimedia company, Revolt TV, which has been very successful. If you ever heard of Drink Champs is Diddy's entity, and he's done work with Joe Budden when he was on Revolt as well. So he's launched many a career, done many a thing. As I said, P. Diddy, Faith Evans, Total, Mace. The hits go on and on and on and on and on with Diddy, and he has been a rather successful individual, and his whole solo career. Let's face fact. No Way Out was a very, very successful album, and in most of his albums, quite simply, he's had some hits. Let's call a spade a spade. He's had many a hit over time, and he's made quite the success of himself as not only a tastemaker, not only a brand representative, brand sponsor, but also with his own multimedia company. So again, shout out to Diddy. We gotta give him credit. A successful black man. However, there's a dark side. As I've already alluded to, there is a dark side to Diddy, and we've done a show on this on Talk Talk Live previously. And Diddy's found himself in some hot water in 2023, leading into 2024. Diddy is he's back in trouble again. He's got about 6 or 7 lawsuits going on at the moment. He's quite like Trump. He's got Trump-like qualities. He's managed to subscribe himself to more lawsuits than you can shake a stick at, including the latest one that was filed last month. However, breaking news: Diddy was raided by Homeland Security investigators in the United States. His charges have gone federal, ladies and gentlemen. He has gone federal for RICO, for racketeering charges, and for sexual assaults of many kinds and many witnesses. So this is something that will not go away. That's why he's had to take himself out of the limelight. That's why he's, as of today, sold his shares in Revolt TV. That's right. So he's not only the primary shareholder, the majority shareholder of Revolt TV. He has stepped down from that position. He stepped down from Bad Boy. He stepped down from many of his positions because, quite simply, he knew that he was in for a fight, and a very extensive and lengthy and lucrative one for the lawyers, but definitely costly for him. But remember what I said about a few months ago. I'm going to get to the browser right now. You can see this on YouTube right now. Remember when we had a discussion about who else? Cat Williams on Club Shay Shay. I hope you've all had a look at Club Shay Shay's interview with Cat Williams. Because, as I said, it's the interview of a lifetime. He has put so many people on notice. So many. That, quite simply, he is he is now the truth sayer. Because there's not yet been one person to deny his allegations, quite simply. And he has gone on to be a truth sayer, quite simply. But do you remember this point? Let's big this up on Talk Live right here. I want you to remember this sequence. It was just so far into the interview. Club Shay Shay looked aghast already. He did not know what he was in for. And he decided to, sit back, relax, and witness what would be considered one of the great interviews of our time. And, Cat Williams said this.
In 20 years, won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her, and she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now, understand, I'm not talking about one person. What I just told you applies to 7 people. How they all end up with that. That's part of what you get. I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TGJ, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I didn't have nothing on one of these.
Amen.
Gee. I kind of get one there.
Right.
After that, I don't really kind of know where to go. Let me one more time.
Right.
Did you hear a specific figure that he mentioned in that interview? This was about a couple months back. Remember, he's at 60. It's astounding how much this interview has garnered over time. 62 million views. One of the most watched interviews in YouTube history. Probably the biggest interview in YouTube history. Nothing's been bigger than this. For the last, I would say, decade. Probably top 5 of all time. I would say number 1. But he mentioned a man's name. And his name was P. Diddy. He knew then what we knew now. And we had talked about that earlier in Talk Live before. While we was investigating the Cassie thing. The word was in the industry that Diddy was not the one to be partied with. You don't want to party with Diddy because the after party was something, something you may or may not want to behold or take part in, because everything happened. He wasn't done. He literally wasn't done. Let him go on.
We good now?
Because the people want to know, why would he get blackballed?
Yeah,
because in 30 years, I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing,
you will tell it.
No, somebody come to tell me.
Okay.
I gather that. I value that. I'll pay for that. Come, tell me. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know it. They all know it. Why? Because you don't make me the villain. Not the guy that raises black children and ain't never done a hard drug in his life and don't have no stories of doing nobody dirty. And they'll just go out and they'll lie. The industry doesn't mess with Cat because he didn't show up for the studio. No studios have ever said that. Look at my IMDb. It will show you that no studio has ever lost money with me on the script. How? That's why I'm saying, that's why I can't let Ricky Smiley say he was supposed to play Money Mike. Because I wrote the words for Money Mike. I designed the hair for Money Mike. I collaborated with the wardrobe department and made outfits to make sure that no one in America would be wearing what Money Mike was wearing. I told them to go get the Prowler. I then told them to paint it purple. I told them don't have an actor as playing a pimp. We could get an actual pimp, Archbishop Magic Don Juan, to play. Like, I did far too much work for somebody to come years later and try to tag along just for their own self-aggrandizement.
Why didn't Cube set the record straight? Terry Crews could have set the record straight. Mike Epps could have set the record straight. Why none of them set the record straight?
That's what you were supposed to ask him when he told you those lies that
But
no
I didn't know it
one's
was a
ever
lie.
heard. Right, but he's telling you something no one's ever heard of. Nobody has ever heard. Oh, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon was in a movie, and somebody said, y'all should switch roles. And, like, this is a business.
But that's the thing, Cat. Normally when people will give you information, I'm thinking I'm hearing it for the first time, and they're giving information no one else knows or have ever heard. So I'm taking them at face value.
These are like, this is like Steve Harvey telling people he used to be homeless. That's my story. That's not his story. Steve Harvey wasn't never homeless. When Mark Curry was touring with him 25 years ago, he was making $3,000 a show in cash and doing 5 shows a week.
Okay.
They just tell the stories. Thanks. That doesn't change when I change teams. That remains the same. That's how a legacy is built.
Well, anyway, so again, he let it go right there. I ran a little long, understood, but he told you what it was. He told you what it was, quite simply. He told you what it was, and there's nothing else to say about that. What again? We're going to be relying a lot on my man. Academics. Academics, shout out to Academics. Sign up to his YouTube. Sign up to his Rumble channel, because he's doing damage in these streets. Quite simply doing serious damage. So shout out to Academics. He always had, hey, listen, he always